All right, team, good evening. Welcome aboard to our weekly market recap. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital. Glad to be with you every weekend where we talk about the markets and preview the next week. But this one's a little different because it's actually the end of the first half of the year. Today is June 30th. It is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Futures are open, they are green. As you know, these 2 weeks coming up, the first 2 weeks of July, are the most bullish 2 weeks, seasonally speaking, in the stock market. So, again, let's keep that in the back of our head as we move forward. So, first thing you see on the board here is this week's major U.S. economic reports and Fed speakers. First thing I want to do is kind of talk about, the week coming up. It is a short week. Thursday, July 4th is Independence Day for the United States. So the market is closed. Tomorrow, we got some ISM manufacturing numbers, construction spending. I'm not really too concerned about that. Powell is going to speak on Tuesday in Portugal. This is Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. Maybe we'll get some kind of moves here or there, maybe. Wednesday, we got John Williams, Fed president. He's speaking in Portugal. He's the New York Fed president. ADP employment, initial jobless claims. That's going to come in a day early since Thursday the market is closed. ISM manufacturing as well. ISM services, and the meeting minutes at 2 p.m. on Wednesday. So again, Thursday market's closed. Again, this is what I expect. Thursday. Think of a holiday that usually lands on a Thursday. Thanksgiving. The day before Thanksgiving, pretty much dead. I kind of expect the same for Wednesday, day before July 4th. Kind of right in the middle of the week. Not like Juneteenth, which was on a Wednesday, but July 4th on a Thursday. Kind of gets in the middle of the flow, as we know. But Friday, we do have NFP. So Friday should be nice, well, at least some volume because we have the jobs number. So we got hourly wages, employment rate, employment report, the expectations 195,000 new jobs added. The previous count was 272,000. So that's what we got for the week in terms of earnings. Not much, but we're going to get into the news earnings cycle, and that's going to start with the banks. Here's the stock market almanac for the week. Monday bullish, Wednesday bullish, and Friday bullish. This is when you have this icon here, this little bull or a bear, 60% or more of the time down or up. Obviously, down being bearish day, up being a bullish day. So, historically speaking, 60% of the time at least, this day, July 1, July 3, and July 5th are bullish. So, good to know. Good to know. Let's go over futures rather quickly. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Anything cooking there today as we just opened? Not much. Not much. Kind of sideways action here for now. I'm going to alert at 2154. If that breaks, then that's definitely going to wake me up and see what's moving. Below 19,865, maybe we can get down to 695. I don't expect us to get there. Again, it's a bullish week. First 2 weeks of July are bullish. So again, we're going to keep with the expectation that new all-time highs are coming. And with that being said, let's go over the watch list this time. A couple names here we're going to go over. Let's go over, I'll do three. We'll do Palantir. Palantir sticking to what works. Above 2561, we're going to go ahead and target 26 calls. 2661 being the next target. It's right below 27.5, which is the most recent highs based on the 1-year chart. So again, Palantir looking solid. We traded it last week. We're going to take a look at that here in a second. Netflix is one I'm taking a look at. This one is going to be expensive. 661.41. If we can get that kind of pullback, at least a slight pullback, I want to target the 700s with time. So I'm going to be that guy who's going to root for Netflix to fall because this is a 3-year weekly chart. And remember, this is very similar to Amazon. And we traded Amazon this week and we did very well with it. Apple, again, this is TQs, excuse me. TQQ, better trade for us than it has been QQQ because it's cheaper. Above 76, we're going to target 78. Pretty simple. If we get below 71, we got a gap to fill here at 69. Very easy. We're going to go back to basics. The Apple chart. Oh, I got the wrong chart. I'll go ahead and fix this one up when I'm done with the video. Let's take a look at Apple together. And here's where I got. Above 216.60, we're going to target 220.15. Again, my apologies on the chart. I'll get that fixed for you guys. So those are the names that we're going to watch this week. Netflix, Palantir, Moderna, Apple, and TQs. So you just saw Apple. Pretty quick. But what I really want to go over is how we did this past week. So let's take a look at it. The past week for us, not the best. Again, we're so used to being, Perfect. That's kind of the mentality that I have, is try to be as best as I can. Intel was a carryover from May. That was a flip. That didn't work out for us. Playing that gap fill, kind of like we did with Nike, didn't work out for us. Nike was weeks ago. This is pre-earnings. Amazon, we traded, got as high as 150% in the money. Tesla, I just forgot to put the exit prices, excuse me. But Tesla, we got the 220 calls. Thankfully, they got as high as 61%. Well done. Let's take a look at those trades together. So let's take a look at it. Amazon, where is that trade? Okay, here we go. Amazon, this was sent out on the 26th. This is the time we sent out the trade. Again, we were targeting the 195.55 level. That's in the money. That's where we had the 195 calls, and we broke it. So again, clear skies for 200, and we got pretty damn close. 199.84. So, and remember, it was for July expiry, so it was a very good trade. I'm glad that that worked out for us. Let's take a look at the Tesla trade that we did this week. See if I have the Tesla trade. That was from the watch list this past week. Here we go. Tesla on the 4-hour chart hasn't broken the alert yet, but the wedge triangle green lines show the breakout here. See, this is from this week. See that wedge and that breakout. We're at 195.02. 200B with the most prudent to confirm, but premiums will be more expensive there. The auto deliveries will be sent out this week, I believe July 2nd. And we got as high as 203.38. So still above that 195 level that we targeted for that entry. If we can get above 206.58, Tesla has more room to go, guys. That's going to be dependent on what? The deliveries, July 2nd. So we'll see what we get from those numbers and see the reaction. Let's trade it kind of like it's an earnings report, meaning we're not going to get in beforehand. But again, a well done trade on Tesla. That was a name I was watching for a little bit. Tesla and Amazon, the winners for the week. Let's take a look at this past month. And it was one to forget, team. This is a reflection on me. I got to be better. It's very simple. I don't make excuses. I don't confuse effort with results. I want more Aprils and Mays and less Junes. This June did not help us out for the quarter. Started off well enough. 4 in a row. Citibank didn't work out for us. AMD didn't either. AMD has been a tough one to trade. Palantir's kind of been bailing us out since we've been doing that over and over. The 3 energy trades, it just makes me sick thinking about those trades. Exxon, Chevron, and Valero. Just tough all around. Freeport McMoran, that thing was 30% in the money and reversed. That's why I marked it in orange. Nike, as high as 27%. This is pre the week before earnings. This is the last week. The week before last, excuse me. And Apple, we had Apple puts, imagine that. And that's when the hacking headline came out. But I got out early because I got just dumb. I shouldn't have closed those puts. They hit the Friday of expiry when we had that big flush down towards the end of the session. Let's take a look at Apple really quickly and you'll see what I'm talking about. This is the trade right here. This is the fall that we had and then it bounced. But man, that was just brutal last couple of weeks. So, most of these are just carryovers. So that's something that, I'm focusing on and getting better at. And what's the way we can get better at it is to focus on what's working. Look at the names that are highlighted in green, all tech. When I deviate to the stupid stuff, which is the value, energy, and banks, that's where we get Nike and Freeport. Okay, fair enough. Freeport, we've done well. But I think if we stick to the Apples, the TQs, the Palantirs, the Amazons, the Teslas, I think we're better served that way. In terms of the first half of the year, this is for the options members. Again, this is Q2. We had a 22 win streak in that quarter, and it's just the end. It just got hit. Look at this. DraftKings as well reversed on us back in April. So I look at this here and we could do so much better. I mean, just think about it. Just 4 of them, 4 of the trades alone were reversals. If we close those 4, we're in a different conversation. The ones that I really wish I could get back for sure were the energy names. Citibank, I went for it. AMD didn't work out. Fair enough. BITO and Apple back in April, sure. But man, just look at the names that didn't work out. You know what? Bitcoin didn't work out. Fine. We've been hitting those things over and over. Mara last year as well. Apple, we know the drill. We always trade Apple. It's a name that we know and we know how it works. We've been trading that since 160s for the earnings, if you guys remember. And now it's near the 200 level. DraftKings, a name that we've traded many times and through the quarter. But that one didn't work out for us. Bank of America, a bank. Citibank, a bank. Two banks. We had two banks, three energy companies, one shoe company, one copper company, mining company. And that's kind of all she wrote. If I would just focus on what works, to be fair, Freeport McMoran did work out for us about twice, three times just this quarter. It's just the fourth one didn't work out for us. And there were some really good runners on those Freeports. So again, if you look at it in the totality, um, am I proud of the act of the work? No, because I know we are so much better. But the best part is that now we're in a new quarter. Now we don't have all that energy names to ride on our back. We can look forward. And July being the first 2 weeks being bullish and being very strong, I think that's something that I'm excited for. And I want to hit the ground running. I want to focus on tech, guys. That's what I want to focus on. What do you think I have here on our watch list? It's tech. So I think we stick to the bread and butter. We stick to the names we know how to trade: the Teslas, the TQs, the Amazons, the Microsofts, the Apples of the world, the Palantirs. It just works. So, try to go for it in terms of energy. That's on me. And that's not going to happen again because I ain't trading them anymore. So I never say never, obviously, but I'll be a little more cautious. And I have to be cautious on when to take when to take these trades. And that changed a little bit this past week. And I want to show you guys something. When Tesla hit, I went ahead and sent this out at 9:53. I said, Tesla, keep in mind, guys, our strike price on the 220 calls is still 10% away from the current price. That's really far out. So premiums get screwy. We're at 60%, 50% at this point. So I said, be careful with your risk. What happened? It went flat. So it reversed. So again, I think what I'm going to do now is to put more information on the option signals group about possible reversals and be keen on taking it. The problem is that when we take it early, it soars, right? That's what happened to Amazon. It's just like, which one? You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. But as long as we don't lose, that's kind of what I'm going to focus on. 30%, at least for now. Let the runners do its thing. We'll do the best we can moving forward. And I want to start a new streak. And that's really it. So, I don't want to sound too trite having this conversation. I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of the results. But those who've been with us for, I've been doing this for 10 years, been anyone who's been with us now, most of the people that have been with us, I would say, is really since the pandemic. And, we've had our ups and downs, guys. I mean, if you go back to our videos back from last year, you could see, this is kind of like a, video trading journal in a sense. The ups and downs, we go through it. We had some great weeks and we're going to get back to that, guys. I really believe that the streaks, the 22s in a row, the undefeated weeks, that's the mean. I think what happened was just a deviation off the road and we're going to get back to it because unless you're successful at this, guys, I wouldn't be in business very long if I didn't know what I was doing. It's just that the market can be tough and there's no excuses. I have to be better. I pretty much laid down the game plan. The game plan being, I like what we're doing with expiries. I think it keeps everyone still at least at a good place of not stressed. When you have chopping conditions, doing same week or even more difficult. So I don't want to, discourage anybody either by doing same weeks and creating more stress. I like what we're doing in terms of time. I think it's just the which stocks are we picking. I think we stick to the basket of names that work for us. Let's stick to technology. Technology. Even if it pulls back, we could play technology puts, Q puts, Apple puts, whatever, if we get a pullback. But if we continue to soar, which we, looks like for the seasonal speaking for July, then that's what we're going to ride. We're going to ride that horse. And why we're going to ride that horse? Because it has the momentum and obviously has the volume. FCX had volume, yes, but remember, we hit it 3 times in this quarter. So with that being said, we know the game plan. We know the ending. We know the score. We know how to play. And, just looking back at the results, it really just gives you that sense of like, damn, you left so much on the table. You left so much at what you could have done better at. But knowing these things now is the big help moving forward. Again, it's just lessons. And doing this 10 years, you're still learning. I'm still reading books, still reading daily, getting better. And, you know, I like accountability, and that's what keeps me going. And I don't take the trust you have in me and our company lightly. So no matter what, you're going to get the best of me. And tomorrow is day one, July 1, new quarter, new half of the year. Let's make it really great. I'm talking about really pushing. We're going to hit it. We're going to go for it. We're going to get some hits, get that momentum back, get that juice flowing, get that confidence back. And then we're going to get to where we were before the 18 in a rows, the 20 in a rows. That's what I like. That's the program we want to have. So it starts tomorrow. Let's see what we get. Have a great rest of your evening. I am ready to go tomorrow. I'm excited and pumped. It's a brand new ball game. Clean the slate. Let's do it together, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers, all.